So the idea of having a ghosting tool has been something that has been tried many times in previous years, and there's always feels like something is missing or is too heavy, or you have to kind of like pay the price of having your Maya slow to then have a plugin that actually kind of works okay. The best ghosting plugin in an ideal world will have to be a plugin that actually ghosts your animation, so you can have the onion skinning kind of feel in your 3D Maya viewport, but also doesn't slow down your animation, right? So today we're having a look at Pose Ghoster, and I think is the best plugin so far. It's not perfect, but let me show you guys so you guys can perhaps add it to your repertoire, because I think it works really well. It's very simplistic, it's free, and I hope you guys like it as much as I do. So let's get to it. All right, so here we have a cool rig by Emilio Serrano, which is a friend of mine. We worked together years ago back in Lionhead, and he is an incredible animator and also rigger, and he has this rig, and actually has many rigs on his website, so go and check it out. I'll leave the link down below. But this guy looks like Ghost Rider, right? And he has a bike instead of a motorcycle, but he looks super cool. I just kind of like posed him up like incredibly quick, took me 5 minutes. It's not perfect in any ways, but you can start to tell how many things you can do with this rig, because he has a lot of controls. It's based off the M rig, and the best thing is that the bicycle is incredibly well rigged. So if you actually want a bicycle that looks really cool, this rig will give it to you, because as you can tell, you can actually move the bike forward and backwards, and the wheels and pedals actually follow along, including the chain. The chain moves as well, so the level of detail is off the chain. Pun intended. And the feet also have different spaces, and they can be spaced to the pedals, which means that then you have a foot that follows the pedal. So Emilio is giving you guys a lot of free stuff, and he's making your life super easy, right? So that is basically the rig now, but we're not here to talk about the rig. We're here to talk about this Pose Ghoster plugin, right? So it's basically that idea of having onion skinning in your mesh, right? In any mesh you like. Now, in order for you to actually get your mesh to actually kind of like look a certain way, you have to pick obviously the type of mesh, or the mesh specifically you want to see ghosted, right? And in this case, I'm just going to add the bike, but you can actually add anything in order to make sure that that is ghosted. So in this plugin, the very first thing you need to do is basically add geo to this ghost to make sure that the plugin knows exactly what you intend to ghost. So this button, add geo, is incredibly important. And then you have a slider here for opacity, how obviously dark or see-through or not do you want your ghost. Now, in order for us to find out that, let's just make one ghost pose here, and then move the bike off the spot right here to find out how it looks right there. So that looks pretty cool. So now you can make it less like see-through or more see-through, and it's up to you completely. But the good thing is, as you can see, it didn't take too long, and I can tell that my scene is still fast. So you can actually go ahead and let's say you, let me just go back a little bit. Let's say you keyed your bike right there, and then you actually want to key it a few frames later at this point. So now you can go ahead and make another ghost pose on this key, and now you have two ghost poses right there, right? So you can start to get the drift. But another good thing about this plugin is that then you can use this module to make sure to actually go between your poses, right? So you can see here that you actually go previous, next, next, next. So it's actually really nice, and then allows you to kind of like delete a current ghost. So let's say I want to go here and I want to delete this ghost. So you just press that button, and now you don't have that ghost anymore, right? You need to select the bike in order to delete the ghost. So yeah, so now you don't have any the ghost anymore of that current key, and you can continue animating as you wish. So very simple rig, but very effective and very light from what I can see. Now, it obviously depends on how dense your mesh is to make sure that your scene doesn't get slower. So make sure you actually pick a rig, pick a mesh that is not really dense in terms of the high resolution version, or try to actually get a low resolution, or get perhaps a version where the geometry is tessellated so we can actually get less parts of the body. But either way, you definitely need to manage that on your side to make sure that your scene doesn't slow down when you have like 100 keys. But this plugin, if you manage it well, if you delete previous ghosts and only keep the ghosts to the section that you're working on, it's actually really nice. And the top tip is that you can actually change your range to make sure that, for example, if you want to work on 16 frame lengths, you can just change your range, then use your ghosts as much as possible within your 15-16 frames. And then when you finish this section, delete all ghosts. So you can basically go click this button here, deletes all ghosts, your scene is clean, you can see your animation, go to the next section, do the same thing, start over again. Now, really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this is as useful to you guys as it is to me. And if it is, make sure you give props to the creator. Once again, I'll leave a link down below, because obviously people spend a lot of time making these tools for us animators to have an easier life. Now, if you enjoy this, if this was useful to you in any way, then consider subscribing, hitting the like button, commenting down below with what you think about this, if this was useful or not. Also, shout out to everybody in Patreon supporting me every single month. Thank you so much. If you're not a supporter yet, consider going to Patreon, check out my perks. Maybe there's something you like, and all the money goes back to this channel to make it better every single month. And that's all I had. So until the next video, I hope you guys have a great rest of the week, and see you guys then. Stay well, stay safe. Peace.